Hey, it's just so Trish, and let's talk. So it's okay if you homeschool as long as it's done right. Yes, this was a conversation that I got commented on from my post. So today is day 2 of Vita. So I'm going to do my best to do a video every day in the month of August for the year 2018. It's been a while since I did one of these. So here we go. If you don't know me, I'm Just So Trish. I'm a mom of 6 that lives in a small little single-wide mobile home as we're figuring life out that I homeschool. They're from 13 to 3, and this is our first year doing classical conversations. So there you go. All right, so here's my problem. I'm trying to like challenge myself to do a video every day for the month, or not a video every day for the month of August. Sorry, hot mess here. Just encouragement from the trenches of motherhood. To post a picture on Instagram of every day of our homeschool year for the 180 days, just as kind of, okay, in all honesty, I want to put together a really cute photo album, and this is the best way to keep myself in check to do it, that I can just download all of my Instagram photos in cute little squares. I can put the text in there, the whole 9 yards, and I've essentially scrapbooked our year. That's my goal. I'm hoping to do that. I'm not going to probably get every day of the 180 days, but I'll be able to put together a really cute snapshot. That's my plan. So sometimes I share it to Facebook, sometimes I don't. So shared it to Facebook, and I got the comment, homeschool is really great as long as it's done right. That just kind of fired my little tushy off, and I just had to take a little walk, because there's a lot of things I wanted to say. So hence I'm here saying them instead of on Facebook, because I've gotten to the point I just don't want to be part of the just nasty name throwing at all. But, you know, hey, I'm going to equip you in case this is your conversation you've been having lately. And it just kind of got me like, the first thing I was like, says who? Like, to whose standards? As long as it's done right. Well, what is right? Is right sitting at a desk every day? Is right making a classroom in your home because that's your mind and that's what school is to you, that you've learned to sit in a desk? Or is, you know, what is done right? That's my question. And like, when you get these, ask, what is done right? Sorry, I know I'm holding the phone. Just a little quick thing while I'm up in the schoolhouse organizing. Sorry. But what is this whole definition of done right? Is done right because we did Common Core? Is done right because we followed the curriculum correctly? What is done right? Is done right because my kid sat for 8 hours? Is done right because I seek tutoring? Is done right because my kid can pass a standardized test? What does done right mean? What in the world does that mean? And in reality is when you have like people outside of the world of homeschooling that are now like, in order to homeschool right, you need to do this, that, and the other, and this is what I think homeschool is, and how are you socializing your kid? Even though, like, my teachers told me in school, you're not here to socialize. Well, dang it, if I'm at school, in a public school setting or institutional school, and I'm not there to socialize, I'm there to learn. But if I'm home, I need to socialize. I don't get it, because apparently the kids at public school need a place to socialize too, and the homeschool kids. So I'm not sure what that has to do with education. I'm just saying. So my thing is, and I had to, you know, do you not have a bestie? Like, I have a vent bestie. She has a vent bestie. I'm her vent bestie. I have a bestie that I call invent. She calls me invent. I call her invent. When we deal with issues of illogical thinking for the day, we call each other invent. Sometimes we call each other invent and we're like totally going to HSLDA for that, which is the Homeschool Legal Defense. She's getting really good with them because she's running into some obstacles here lately with dual enrollment, and she's like, this person spoke and they're uneducated or unknowledgeable about the actual rules. Where does she get off thinking she's an authority? Yo, that's true. Go ahead. So she's on that. She's on it. She's nice about it though. Not for me. I wouldn't be nice. I'd be lighting the place up. But just saying. Back to the thing. So her and I were talking about this today. And here's my thing. And this is what I've decided to follow up with is, you know, every form of education from public school, private school, to universities are all great when done right. It's not just homeschooling. Because let me tell you, I've met my fair share of public school kids that have no clue what's going on. I've met my fair share of people who graduated college who aren't worth the dollar you're paying them because they don't know how to learn. And the part when we began really investigating this, we began thinking, you know, what really comes down to it is sometimes these educational institutes, not naming like names like public schools or private schools, they are validated because they have to feel like a necessity. They have to feel like a necessity. And on that necessity, which means sometimes they're spoon-fed these kids information to the point of being ignorant. Not even ignorant, just incompetent. Incompetent's a good word. I think it's more important to teach our children to learn how to learn. The art of learning without spoon feeding would be the most powerful thing to do. The most powerful. This is one of the reasons why I love Robinson curriculum. Absolutely love Robinson curriculum because it's the art of learning how to learn. So my sweet friend who started Robinson curriculum, is finishing Robinson curriculum, jumped her son in their middle school age, is now taking community college classes, and he doesn't understand why he needs a lecture when he can read the book. That's just it. It is good to be with minds that we can converse and conversate with about the ideas that we're learning to broaden our perspective of it, but shouldn't the first learning be in the form of self-teaching? But a lot of institutes have removed that. And so they've trained this whole society, this whole community, that the only way to learn is to learn from somebody else. And somebody else has to teach you that and spoon feed it to you. Yeah, so it kind of burned my tail because done the right way, homeschooling, you know, that just gets into the nitty gritty of what curriculum you use, what style you use. Is this one better? Is that one better? You know what? If your child can grow to be a contributing member of society as an adult and live a joyful life, then I think you achieved greatness. You achieved homeschool done right. And let me tell you, don't let anybody else tell you different. Now, granted, you know, it's good for them to read, write, and arithmetic. Come on now. We got to be doing some of that. Don't want to be taken for a fool. But at the same time, wouldn't it be in our best interest as parents, if we're homeschooling our kids, not to have them stuck at home sapping off of us for the rest of their life or the rest of our life? I mean, here's the thing. As homeschool parents, we're a bit invested. We're invested in the aspect that we don't want them staying. I mean, now, granted, I kind of don't want mine to leave. Now, in about 5 years, I might change my mind. And I might want them just to have a house somewhere else, but not that far. So I do want to keep my kids close. I mean, I've put a lot of time and effort in them. But if they choose to go, they choose to go. But I don't want them living up in my house waiting for mama to cook dinner or giving them their allowance. I mean, we got a whole society of that going on. A lot of those people can't stay employed because they're not kind of worth employing. Because they like, in general, not being specific to you, that is busting your butt working and living it good, mooching off your parents. Who's upset by this comment? I know I'm going to get the haters. The haters are going to show up. But maybe that's Vita. It's all about making the haters happy. So anyways, those are just my thoughts. I'm sure you've probably have run into this from a time or two before. As long as you're doing it right, let me quiz your kid. You know what? Before you go worrying about what's going on in my house, in the educational status of my house, why don't you go worry about what's in your house? And if that satisfies you enough, why don't you go volunteer at the public school? Because they need you, because they need all the help they can get. I mean, they got a lot of money, but I mean, they need all the help they can get. And go help those kids whose parents aren't showing up, whose parents don't make it a point to do their homework, Whose parents don't make it a point to show up for teacher conferences? Whose parents are not making it a point to get them dressed and ready to go and having the appropriate resources? If you feel that dedicated that you need to make sure the welfare of the child, go reach out to those children that are not being provided for versus the one whose mom is like literally pulling her hair out, keeping dinner going, doing the laundry, and holding personal responsibility for their education. Because, like, we don't need any more critics. No, we don't. So anyways, just so Trish, if you don't like it, I don't care. And those are my comments. This is my platform. And if you trash me, I'll just delete you. Because that's how it is. That's how it is today. That's my mood today. Yep. In this weekend, whatever comes to me. So if you feel me on this one, let me know. Give me the love on it. But I'm just here to say, like, do that. Like, whatever. Why don't you worry about the other public, institutions? Because in all cases, with any institution, any way you do it, it all is good if it's done right. And doing right is dependent upon your personal definition. I mean, I haven't seen one right there. I mean, and this is why we make, like, our reasons for homeschooling and why us moms sit down and say, what determines our success? And honestly, going to college is a tool for whatever career you want, is not an end goal. Life doesn't end at 18. Just saying. All right, I'm going to let you go. See you later.